This is the second summative for digital electronics 2. Here we have the input, which is the potentiometer, and we used it as the analog input. And then we have 8 LEDs for the output. So the setup is the same as in experiment 5. We just use the same values for ADCC. And here in main.c, this is code to test the LEDs when or as soon as it receives power. So it just makes the first and the eighth LED blink. So this is the main part of the code. Here we have the part where we initialize ADCC, and then if the potentiometer is equal to 1023, so it is at the maximum position to the right. It turns on the LED at it turns on LED number 8, and if it is less than 128 times 8, so 128 is basically 1024 divided by 8, and I just used that value, so it is easier to make the spacings between or for each of the LEDs. So basically what it's doing is checking if the value of the potentiometer is between the 7th and the 8th region of 1024 divided by 8. So it checks if it is less than 128 times 8, and if it is greater than 128 times 7. So when it is between those values, it sets LED 7 to high, and then LED 7 to or LED 8 to low. And then it's the same for the rest of the code. It just checks if the potentiometer is between two values, and then sets one of the LEDs to high, and then sets the next LED to low. I redid this because the potentiometer has to go through all the values, and if we rotate it backwards, so towards the lower values, or towards LED 1, what it's doing is turning off the LED to the right of the current LED. So if you turn the potentiometer to the left, all the LEDs should turn off one by one, and it's the same when you turn it to the right. Starting from the leftmost value, if we slowly turn the potentiometer to the right, the value should get higher. So starting from here, LED 1 should turn on, and then LED 2 should turn on until it reaches LED 8. And then the final part of the else if statement is if the LED or if the potentiometer is 0, and this just turns off the first LED. The circuit uses a 100 kilo ohm potentiometer as the input and 8 LEDs for the output. The power supply is just a power bank, so it outputs 5 volts. So if we turn on the power bank, the first LED should blink since I added that code to test the circuit. If we turn the potentiometer, each LED should turn on, and at the maximum value, the last LED should light up. If you rotate it to the left, each LED should turn off until it reaches the minimum value of the potentiometer, and the last LED will turn off.